And now it's time for another St. Louis 7, following an episode on OT with Oliver. This episode with two of the founding members of Dr. Zhivegas. Had a great time, talked about how the band got started, talked about how they're doing the Prince tribute stuff now, talked about the residency in Vegas, and I think we had a couple drinks along the way, so everybody wins.
And win.
Frank, where'd you go to high school? What do you remember?
Hayeswood West.
What do you remember?
What do I remember? I was in band all day, literally. I had a book of passes from my teacher, Mr. Dole, and I literally was in band all day. I stage band, concert band, jazz band. I was always in there playing the piano, playing drums, and it was great.
Did you play a mean cowbell?
Always. Triangle, timpani, cowbell, chimes, the whole bit.
Paul, you went to Chaminade, correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
And what do we remember? Devils, right?
The Red Devils, yeah. Having to read Russian novels, learn Latin, that kind of shit.
Is that where the Dr. Zhivegas came from?
Yeah, he's the literary one of the group.
Dr. Zhivegas came from, and I'll be quick about this. Dr. Zhivegas came from a night of. We were taking novels and movie titles and playing with the syntax. So Dr. Zhivago and Viva Las Vegas became Dr. Zhivegas. That's the answer.
All right, guys.
It is.
Mississippi Nights. Frank, what's your favorite show?
Favorite show, Mississippi Nights. Oh, man. I mean, Chili Peppers and Fishbone burned into my mind. I'm going to say that one.
What do you say, Paul?
Man, I was at those two, but I got to go with Jane's Addiction. Nothing shocking to her.
Did either of you guys see Eddie Lee Roth at Mississippi Nights?
No.
I did not.
Either of you guys see
I saw Accept. That was the loudest show until I saw AC/DC that I've ever heard in my life.
Either of you guys see George Thorogood at Mississippi Nights?
Nope.
Yes.
That was the one he was recording. Remember? He had that two album. One side was live in St. Louis. The other was live, I think.
All right.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Quick story.
I do remember that. Yeah.
I'm not boring everybody else, but it's funny for me. I had an uncle. We were at the show, right? And one bourbon, one scotch, one beer starts, and we can't find him. We don't know where he's at. They go into the chorus. They do a couple things. Sure enough, he shows up 4 rounds, bourbon, scotch, beer.
Hey, man, I like your uncle. Sounds like my kind of dude.
Go on. All right. Number 3.
Number 3, when you go to Ted Drew's, what do you order?
Oreo concrete.
And Paul?
Lemon crumb.
Emo's Pizza, Frank.
What about it?
What do you order? What's your favorite?
Half pepperoni, half hamburger.
And Paul?
Pepperoni, mushroom, onion.
Paul, first, you encounter 10 stop signs. How many do you roll?
All 10.
Frank, I think I know your answer. How many stop signs do you roll?
All of them, yeah.
If you could roll 12, you'd roll 12. What?
I don't even think I roll. Depends where I'm at in the city. I don't even stop.
All right. Had a good time on the podcast. Talked a lot about the group. This is not the fairest question, but we'll go with Frank first. What is your hope on what the legacy for Dr. Zhivegas is?
Obviously, I just hope people always remember us and always it brings a smile to their face, man. I hope they always just go, you know what? Those guys were a good band. That's good, man. I remember those guys. They were a great band. I think that would be great.
Paul?
I mean, I would second that. I just hope that everybody has, when they think back at the concerts that they went to and saw us play, that they're nothing but good memories, good times.
Yeah.
Frank, when you come back to St. Louis, what's the first place you hit?
First place I hit, besides home, which is always good to be home, but I mean, it's hard with COVID. It's changed my whole. I could have gave you a list before, man. Now it's like you can't. Nothing's open, or they're closed. They're only open for dinner, not for lunch. So I don't know right now. I ain't got a place.
Paul, people come and visit. Where do you take them?
Forest Park.
Right.
Forest Park. Yeah.
All right. So for people who want to hear the episode, and you should, it's OT with Oliver wherever you get your podcast. If you like the St. Louis 7, just Google OT with Oliver. That's the YouTube channel. Last question. Let's go Paul first and then Frank. Paul, when it comes to the St. Louis music scene, how do you describe it to other people?
I describe it as, first of all, I qualify it as a lot of people don't think of St. Louis as a music town for whatever reason. Maybe because as a city, we haven't had the same civic pride that Memphis or New Orleans have. But I describe it as there's incredible musicians in this town, and there's a lot of live music and a lot of great bands. And most people, when they visit that aren't from here, and I take them out to see shows, they're kind of blown away at all the venues and the culture that's there.
All right. And Frank, bring it home. What makes you proud to be a St. Louisan?
Man, I mean, what makes me proud to be St. Louisan is, I mean, we're all real. I go so many places around the country. I've been so many places, and people at home, that's why it's home. People tell you what they think, man. People are real, but they won't do it. They won't be dicks. They'll just be real with you, which is different than just being a, jack off, But they won't hold back. They're good Midwest people, man, and they'll just tell you, hey, man, this is what I think. I think that's probably the greatest thing when I go other places. I'm glad I'm from St. Louis because I'm real.
Off to the bar we go. Thank you, gentlemen. Be good. Be safe.
Thank you. We'll see you guys.
Thanks, David.